Hi everyone, welcome to my video today. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Welcome today. I'm going to show you how to make a waterfall card. This is a pretty simple card to do. As you can see, it just goes like that, just trying to find the right stamp set to put with it. I'm going to do a totally different colour one today. This one I've used the Crafting With You stamp set, and I used mainly images that relate to my craft, which is Stampin' Up. So that's what I've done, and it also has an open up inside, which I've just put a little basket of flowers in there. I did sponge around the edges of each of the little squares, and I'll give you the measurements of all the pieces that we have today. Also, I'll just mention I have a Facebook group here that's just gone off the face. It's Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. I've got over 2,600 members in there now. I think everyone's enjoying what I put up in there. I did a little video yesterday on a technique card that everyone enjoyed. I also, my YouTube channel, which is what you're watching now, if it's the first time you've watched, please subscribe. It's called Creative Gems. Just hit the subscribe button and you can see all the creations that I've done. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in there. I'm up to 700 and something or other. So it's going well. So we shall get started. I'll just put that one aside. We'll keep this one here. And as usual, I've prepped all my pieces. I'll go through the measurements with you. My base, which I've chosen Flirty Flamingo for this one. And the stamp set is Irresistible Blooms. And the DSP, Designer Series paper, is Hello Irresistible. So what we've got here, my base, it measures 11 inches by 4 1/8. I did 4 1/8 because the Australian cardstock size is 8 1/4 wide, so you can get 2 out of one piece of A4 cardstock if you cut it that way. It didn't really matter what size width you had for your card. That's that one. I've scored it in half at 5.5 inches. That's that one. That's Flirty Flamingo. Now all my DSP for the front is the Hello Irresistible DSP. Lovely pack of paper. I've got a few packs of this, and I love the flowers on this one. And this piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. That goes at the background there, and that on there. My pull tab, which I've got a sample one here. I'll show you this one when we get to it. This measures 9 5/8 by 2 1/2, and we're going to score this one when we get to it. I'll show you that in a sec. My cross mechanism piece, which holds it all in place. I've already put this together. I've glued most of my pieces today, so you don't have to sit and watch me gluing. The cardstock is 3 7/8 by 1 inch, and then the DSP on that is 3 7/8, same length, by 3/4 inch, and that'll be going across. You can barely notice it on this one. It's across here underneath. You don't see it until you lift up in there. I sort of toned that one in with the background. This one's a similar paper, but it probably didn't quite match because it's a bit brighter colour. Push that back up like so. My little pull tab circles, if you just cut a piece of 1 by 1, and there's 2 of those, I just cut those out of the smallest circled stylish shapes dies. Those little ones. My mats, Flirty Flamingo, this piece here, and I've cut these out of the 3 largest, like the large one, the next one, and the next one out of the stylish shaped squares. This one's 3 by 3, at the back, 3x3, and then put your die on and cut those. That'll give you that size. The next one is Lost Lagoon, which is 2.5 by 2.5. And the last one, the white pieces, which a couple I've stamped and a couple I've put DSP on. They measure 2 by 2. If you want to go a fraction bigger on that one, they only just fit on the 2 by 2 with the die. So it's up to you. Just see how you go. If you're cutting them out of scrap, you don't need to cut 2 by 2. Just cut them out of your normal cardstock or your DSP. But it just fits on the 2 by 2. And then my inside basic white is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4, and I've already stamped this in the corner. I did do a masking technique for the flower. I stamped my flower in Flirty Flamingo. Then I stamped on a piece of the masking paper, and you cut it out flush with the stamped image. Put that over the top of your stamp on here, where you've stamped on here. Then stamp your leaves, and it looks like the leaves are tucked in under. Then you can just peel the masking tape off. It's a technique that I've done for quite a while to make it look a little bit tidier. And then just put a couple of the dots. All of these images are out of that Irresistible Blooms set. I love these little dots for a background image to just fill in your background. And I've used these couple of greetings, and I use the smaller flower on there. So we shall get started. Put all those aside for a sec, and bear with me on this, because I've done a few, but it's always tricky to get it right. So we'll see if we can get it right first go. So first of all, I'm going to put this piece onto here, and we're just going to use multi-purpose glue. Shame to cover up that beautiful flowery piece on that side, but I wanted the sort of more subtle image to go on this. Try and keep in my camera view. It's a bit cool here today. Don't know where everyone's watching from. Hop in and say hi. If you've got any friends that would like to hop on my channel and have a look, please welcome them. So that's my front mat. That's easy enough to do. Nice and square on there. I can put that. We'll put the inside one in as well while we're at it. You can stamp any image on the inside. You could even put a strip, which I do quite often if I can't find a stamp I like to put inside. I just put a strip of DSP either along the bottom or down the side to decorate the inside, and it tones in with the front as well. So that's that piece done. Now we've already got these 3 stuck together, 3 layers on 4 pieces. Now you need to put them in the order that you, and I'm going to start at the top. I'll just get my scorer, go from here. We need this white mechanism piece, and I've got the scoring measurements here. I'll just get this out of the road. We've done the base. Just trying to find the measurements. Here we go. So on the long side, you need at the top, and you're going to score it at 2 inches. I'll just move that down a little bit in view. 2 inches, 2 3/4. They're all 3/4 of an inch apart. 2 3/4, 3 1/2. Make sure I get them exactly where I need them. 3 1/2 and 4 1/4. So there's 4 score lines across there. If you can see those, 1 2 3 4. Just put that aside. So you're going to fold and burnish these, and make sure they're nice and straight down the sides as well, down your side edges. Just burnish each one all the same way into a mountain fold. this is not too difficult a card to do, and it's quite effective. You can put any sort of little pull tab at the bottom. You could put a slot in the bottom of that and thread a piece of ribbon through as well, if you'd like that way. So what we're going to do now, I'll just get that out for you. I'm going to start at the top, so you need to pick what order you want to put your images in. I'm going to have this one showing on the top, and then that, and then that, and then that one at the bottom, because as you can see, until you pull it, you don't see the ones underneath very much. So we're going to start, and as you can see from this one, it's stuck to the top. I'm going to use tear and tape because I want something a little bit stronger than just glue. And it goes to the top of this along this first score line up here. So that one will go up there. And I've got my tear and tape here. So I'm going to run a piece of tear and tape. You can put it all over this piece, but I found it was enough just putting it along this top edge, as close to the edge as you can. Just get my scissors. I'm going to stick that one down. Actually, I might put the tear and tape on all of them first. It's easier to get that under. So the second one, I don't know if you can see it, it goes to the top of the next score line. Each of them go to the top of the score line all the way down. So this is my next one. I'll make sure my flower is up the right way as well. So this one will go across this score line here, as close to that score line without going on the score line. And then another piece along the third score line. Keeping it as straight as you can. And then the bottom one will be on top, just underneath that score line. So you've got 4 strips of tear and tape across there. Burnish those down nicely so they're stuck. That's all that we need there. I'll just keep double checking, make sure I've got this right. Actually, the last one will be a bit, oh no, it's right. Yes, that's correct. I doubt myself quite a bit. Okay, we'll get taking these off, or we'll just do one at a time. And you're going to center this one on, so it's level with that top score line and even on each side of the white piece. So we'll just push that down onto there. I think it's pretty central. Once you get the first one down, you can just line the others up with the top one. You can fold that back, and my pick tool, which rolled away. So the next one is that way, and it's going to tuck in underneath that one and just butt it up against the one underneath, keeping it nice and straight down the sides. On there. And then the third one, I've got this one, folding that back. Take the backing off that one. I've got the stamped ones alternate down this, just level with the top of the score line there, and even down the sides. Push that down so you know you've got it nice and straight. And then the last one. Pretty simple to do. I've seen a few around and everyone seems to do them differently. I found this the most simple way to do it. Just getting it nice and straight. You need it straight so it will pull correctly. And that's your 4. Oh, it won't pull until you get the mechanism across the card. So you're going to line this up with the top up there. It doesn't attach at the top. We're just lining it up level with the, actually I've lined it up level with the DSP. That gives it, so it's the bottom of the white here is level at the bottom. I could stamp this piece in here with something. I could do that later anyway, just to fill it in. It looks a bit stark, just sitting like that. So it will go level with your DSP at the top and even on the sides. But what we need to do first is put our mechanism across, our little stopper thing across. It will go under here, but I find the easiest way to do it is attach this to this first, even along there, just with, I might use tear and tape again. So you're going to put it on the bottom of this piece here. No, that's not correct. We're going to go the white piece. Just trying to work out which piece is on it. We'll pull that down. It's the top. Which is the top? I'm doubting myself again. So it goes onto here on this white piece, not down there. On that white piece there, we're going to stick that across. As you can see here, it's probably hard to see there. It's attached to that. The smaller section of the bottom of the white piece is attached across there. So we shall put, I'll put 2 strips of tear and tape across here. I hope I'm making sense with all of this. Sometimes I get a little bit tangled up. I'll do 2 strips because you need it quite secure. This bit's going to get pulled on quite a bit. And this piece, I want it level on the sides, and I might even do 3 bits across there. So it needs to be attached. I'll put 3 strips across. It'll be the width of the cross piece. That will be better. Perfect. Take the backing off those. And you want that way up, so you're going to face that it'll go at the back of this. I think I've put you can do it either way. I've got it the other way here, which I'm going to have to put it here. The other one I've put under there, which you can do, but this one I'm going to, it doesn't matter which way it goes. I'm going to put this one on the top here, trying to center it across like so. That's going to create the piece that you're going to pull. Then this piece, we'll level it back up here. It'll go level with the bottom and level with the DSP at the top. And all you're going to do is put some DSP, tear and tape on these side pieces underneath. So just 1 strip will be enough on that. I've done this one opposite to the card I've done, but it doesn't matter which way you put it, either top or bottom, it'll still work. I hope that makes sense. Just one of that. I used tear and tape on all of this except the mats and things. I used my multi-purpose glue because you're pulling this up and down all the time. It needs to be quite strong to hold it. So we'll take the backing off that, and hopefully I've done this correctly. So level at the bottom and try and get it even on your sides here. Just line that up there in the center, and it should fall into place at the top. Trying to get it nice and straight, and just press those down like so. We've still got to put the button tab on the bottom, and as you can see it works like so. And it works both ways. this one here, I don't know if you can see in there, I've put the white piece underneath, whereas this one I put the white piece on top, which you can see in there. The white's on the top. That makes sense. I keep saying that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Okay, I might stamp that later on, just with some of that little little dotty stamp. This is the sample one I've done here, where the score lines are. That's just my sample. I always do a template first. Now these two little bits, I'm just going to put glue on the backs of these. They're cut out with that small circle stylish shaped die. Glue's nearly empty. Oops, yes, that's the right way, I hope. No, it's not. I'll take that little bit off. Put those two together. Actually, we need to put them on the card, one on the card first. There's no point in sticking them together. I'm just going to centre that about halfway across, like so, in the centre, and about halfway up the little button part, and then put this other one on top to create a little pull tab. You could put ribbon in here. Just make sure they're level together. Easy enough to do. You could even put a little piece of cardstock that pulls up and down. That gives it a little bit easier to pull. I might stamp in here later as well. Some people do stamp in there. I did stamp on that one. I should have done it on this one. Actually, it's not running late. I might just do some stamping now. Just in this part here. I'll put another flower, and I can show you the masking, the way I did the masking as well while we're at it. I've got my colours out. I'll just get a block. This will just finish it off a little bit. So all I do is stamp. You could do this before, but if you've got your scoring wrong and stuff, might end up. I'm just going to put a flower in the centre there, like so, and then give that a second to dry. This is my template, my little masking piece. It's on the masking paper, so you can pull the backing off that. Pop it over the top. I've fussy cut that out. Pop it over the top of that, like so. It covers that. We'll get a leaf, and we'll use the same block. Lost Lagoon is the colour I used. And you can stamp straight over the top of the mask, because when you peel it up, we just want a little bit of the leaf showing. Like so. And then you just peel this back up, and it looks like the leaves are coming out of the side without going over the top of your flower. They're tucked in underneath. Just close those up, and I'll stamp a few little dots around, which might be a little bit difficult. I'll cover my flower again with that. Won't matter about the leaves. I'll just cover that up, so I don't want the dots on the top of the leaves. Just place that over the top, and we'll stick with the green dots. I've done green dots over the lot. I'll get another block. Just lightly around there. think that'll be enough because I'll end up on the leaves if I do too many. Put that aside. Peel that mask back up. The masking is a really low stick and you can use it over and over, so that looks better. I will sponge. I did sponge around the edges of all these. I might go down the sides of that as well, but that's how you do that. Now I have got some embellishments to put on. These come in this same suite, the Irresistible Blooms suite, except they don't have sticky backs. And I'm only going to put them on the top. You don't want them inside these in case they catch when you're pulling it. So I'm just going to put them up on this top one. I need this, and you just put a tiny little dot of multi-purpose glue on there, and I'll just get my tweezers, which I didn't get out. Try and find them. Pick up one of these. I'll do the large pink colour ones, or Flirty Flamingo. There it is. And just pop it in on top of the little glue spot. Just do random 3 on the top. It's a shame they didn't have sticky backs, but I suppose you wouldn't get all of these if they did that. I won't do that little one. I'll use the bigger ones. That one will go there. Once the glue dries, they're stuck there permanent. Another little spot and another pink one. Easy enough to put on, and you know they're going to be secure. So that is my card. I hope you enjoyed that. And we've done the inside. This one opens. I don't normally do top opening cards. They usually go this way, but this time I've done this way. And you just pull these, and that's your waterfall. I hope you like that. Thanks for joining me today. I'll catch you all again next week. I'll just push this one up. This one doesn't seem to want to push as well as the others. You just got to wiggle it a little bit. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you very much. Bye.